Welcome to High School Basketball Weekly. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, here with my guy.
Brian Reichert.
That's right. And we here bring you the latest and greatest in New York high school basketball. So y'all stay tuned and let's go. We're about to start the show.
Y'all ready?
Yes. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's happening, Coach?
Pooh, we're back, baby. Another episode. I'm excited, man. A lot of stuff. I mean, explain to me how we're going to two separate places and I'm going one place for a game. And Pooh tells me, man, I really wish I could see that game. And it somehow ends up at the end of his slate in the gym that he's at the game, Pooh. How did you pull that off, man? Christ the King going back to the school to play T-Jeff? I don't know how you pulled that off.
That worked in our favor so well. So as I got in the gym, everybody's hit me up. Like, yo, the Jeff game is the last game of Christ the King. The Jeff game of Christ the King. I said, God loves us. God loves.
Unbelievable.
That's right. God loves basketball heads and, NYC Hoops, Rival.net, and High School Basketball Weekly. Because I wanted to be up in Westchester.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to go to Christ the King because we stated the game of the week was Eagle between South Shore. And whoa, that Jeff and Christ the King game was a classic, which we're going to get into in a few minutes.
Who you want to talk about first? Who you want to break down our game of the week? Eagle South Shore?
Yeah, I definitely want to get into that. Eagle.
Yeah, because I was streaming the game because unfortunately I didn't go out to the Westchester event and ended up streaming the game. What a terrific game, man. A great battle. I picked it up probably right at the end of the first quarter. And, man, those two teams were battling. And the crowd was packed. The stream I was watching on was great. I mean, the atmosphere seemed tremendous, Phil.
Yeah, let me show you real quick what the atmosphere was like so y'all can get the full energy. And we're going to get down into the get down and let y'all know, what was happening there. So this is the intro.
Yeah, even the intro was crazy.
Man, the intro was incredible. Here we go.
The jerseys, everything. Like Eagles jerseys, man, it was cool.
Everybody came out brand spanking new.
The champ is here. Zero, Jeremiah Jacobs. Number 5, Chase Beasley.
Chase Beasley heating up.
Big man in the middle.
Woo! Jakai Sanders. Man, that was nice. Jakai giving us the pressure. He had a great game, Mr. Robinson.
Absolutely. I thought Robinson and Ashton.
For sure. He should be the guy for South Shore.
Yeah, they were trying to get Kev
Dockery.
going. You see him get injured, roll his ankle a little bit. That I heard he's doing better. But yeah, I thought those guys stepped up, and they should definitely feature these guys a little bit. Get players.
Woo! That reverse by Jakai was classic.
Crazy.
Then you know we got to end it like this. Listen, Jakai came out to play. He was letting everybody know, putting everybody on notice. Listen, I'm one of the top dogs, not the top dog in the PSCL. Let's bring it. When the lights was on and the stage was presented, he came through.
Absolutely, and he's the type of guy that kind of shows his leadership on the floor, does it by example, doesn't talk a lot, and you could say he's focused this year. He's hit a whole nother level of his game, and Pooh, we got to give him some love too because he's the first athlete, at least that I know, with an NIL deal, House of Wings in the city. I mean, how cool is that, Pooh?
Woo!
Awesome.
That's
stuff.
big. That's big. PSCL, first NIL deal of the year. That's nice. That's nice.
And I mean, a perfect candidate, a perfect team. I mean, hopefully many more. There's a lot of great personalities in the PSAL this year. So these companies are smart. They should take advantage because, these kids are popular. Social media is a good thing. And I thought this was great. And, man, what a win for Eagle and Jakai Centers.
Man, they won the battle for Brooklyn supremacy 63-51. All right. Amir Dockery, Jameer Brewer came out. First of all, Sincere Folk had the first pull-up jump shot of the game over Amir Dockery, but then Amir Dockery took over and won the battle in that game because he was hitting threes, getting his team in motion, and not having any turnovers. And
they
wasn't
had some
scared
little
of the big
battle,
moment.
huh? They had a little back and forth throughout the whole
They
game.
was talking. You saw, I know you saw it on the stream.
100%.
Amir was talking to him, letting them know, hey, buddy, I'm running things on this side.
Yeah, it was a little personal battle between those guys. And, you could see the respect was there, but, they were competing. Amir Dockery was letting him know every time his team scored, he let him know. And it was happening a lot.
Definitely. Chase Beasley, I thought, transitioned very well from Canarsie over to Eagle. He slid in the starting position because Eddie, Munyak, he's hurt right now. So Chase slid right into that position and came up big with a couple of buckets. But like I told you, Jakai Sanders stole the show, and I spoke to Coach Smoke and I let him know Jago Robinson was putting so much pressure on Eagle Academy, and I just thought Coach should have just let him in and let him do his thing. But Coach is figuring out right now, and I think we're going to see Jago and Jameer Brewer be the face of South Shore basketball this year.
Yeah, it's interesting. South Shore is kind of a team that, has been playing well and, haven't been scoring a ton, but they've been figuring out how to win. And Coach Smoke's been doing a great job. And, unfortunately, they didn't get the result, but it's a big picture game with them. They know the deal. They're looking at the future. And they might have to do, like you said, a little plug and play and kind of work some lineups. Because there was times during that game where they looked like the better team.
Yep.
They just didn't have enough of those moments, Boo,
Not at all. And then the next game between Christ the King and Jefferson was simply amazing.
Explain that first half, Boo. Explain that first.
That first half was so unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Well, can't say I couldn't believe it because I was telling my guys on the side, salute to my guys who I was sitting next to. Salute to you guys. everyone was saying that Jefferson was going to get blown out. I was walking around the gym
Yeah.
and I was asking guys, what do you guys think of this game right here? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And they were like,
At
man, it's going to
home.
be a blowout. It's
At
going to be a
home.
blowout.
Yeah.
Jefferson went up by 20 points.
Yeah. I never would have foreseen that, especially at home, with the team that's been playing such good defense. To get 20 points down, Coach Arbitello had to be fired up.
Man, it was crazy. It was a crazy show, man. So we're gonna show some highlights from that game real quick.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Because this was the first time you saw Christ the King, right, Poe?
Yes. Yes.
Swan is so tough. See, they can score, Poe. I mean,
they just wasn't really hitting no buckets in the beginning.
Yeah.
This is the kind of pressure Jefferson was putting on Christ the King.
Yeah, and I mean Jefferson. I feel like every guy to have his guard,
Cam Ziegler did a hell of a job competing against Jeff Guards. And I thought at the end, it was just too much Pong and too much Dwayne Pierce.
Too much
size.
Too much size.
Man, listen, Jefferson jumped out to 11-0 lead. Connor Spratley putting pressure all on CTK guards, scoring 9 of his game-high 27 points out the gate. But
Wow.
CTK senior Dwayne Pierce, amazing dunk, closed the gap at 15-9. Second quarter, Chico Kalu hit a three-pointer. But Trevor came back with that layup that we just saw. And I'm going to say this name. Don't forget it. Naquan Morris. Naquan Morris.
Smart.
He is a bucket. One of the best shooters in the city.
Absolutely.
One of the best shooters in the city.
Absolutely. One of the best shooters I've seen. And it's so funny you said that because I had that written down in my notes for the day 2 of the Gary Charles event that we're going to get to later. But when I saw Jefferson, Morris absolutely popped. Definitely a big-time shooter. Kid who could score from a lot of levels and does a lot for them. I mean, little undersized, but, he's guarding the big boys. He's going inside, making shots. I like Morris a lot.
Definitely. But again, CTK's two-headed monster and Quinn Fang Pang and Dwayne Pierce became a force to reckon with.
They're so tough.
His 3-ball followed up by a layup, followed up by Dwayne Pierce, put back, closed the gap at 48-45 with 48 seconds left for the third. And then Jefferson's Orangeman wave began to shift because CTK took advantage of that run that they had. But Naquan Morris kept them in by knocking down 3 after 3, followed by Jada Swan's amazing block. And then he had a layup after that. And then Trevor Lewis scored to put them back up 53-48. But Chico Kalu drive to the basket, Dwayne Pierce and Pang pair of buckets each, followed by Cam Ziegler's 3, which was the nail in the coffin for Jefferson. And they won it 69-66.
That's a big win. I mean, that shows like the heart and the type of team that Coach Arbitello has. I mean, even when they come out flat, they battle back. And Pooh, I want to ask you this: like, what were your thoughts on Ziegler and a guy like Kalu, who people don't really talk about, but 2 guys who contribute a lot to this team and help them win. I mean, they're 2 pretty big pieces. What do you think of those 2 guys when you got to see them?
Those guys could play.
Yeah.
Those guys could play. And I think Coach Arbitello knew that he would need some guards that could compete on that level. They started out slow, but then they started to pick it up, and they became, a very integral part of that win.
No, for sure.
I
Go
spoke
ahead.
to Coach Albertello at the end of the game, and let's hear his thoughts before you jump in, and I'm gonna let you continue from there.
It's gonna be
All right?
great.
Yeah. Listen. He's such a class act. It's
He's the best.
unbelievable. We have some great coaches in both the Captain School League and the PSAL. They do a hell of a job.
Really do. Great personalities too.
Yeah. So let's get this on. Man, scary one tonight, huh?
I don't know
Why is
whether to
it
be
not
happy
playing?
or
I don't know
sad,
why.
mad.
Oh,
It's
okay. I
terrible.
know what the problem is. Bear with us, people. Bear with us. Bear with us.
It sounded like you could hear the audio at least.
You said
All right. Let's start the all over again. For sure. I want to make sure because I know last week, hold on. I didn't want to do the whole phone thing again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No one could really hear what was going on. So we want to make sure we get this Coach Arbitello interview on it popping right now. Come on, baby. Where you at? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, people. Stay with me. Stay with me. Huh?
I don't know whether to be happy or sad, mad. It was terrible in the first half. The second half, we played hard. Came back and down 20. I mean, I guess it goes to their resilience, but should have been down 20 to start.
you said, hey, Coach Bud, team is gonna come in here and play tough, right?
Absolutely.
Should never underestimate them. What would you telling your team at halftime?
I'll leave out some of the words, but that they just weren't playing tough enough. Bud is one of the best coaches in the country, and you guys ready to play. My hat's off to him. Like he was right away wanting to play here. He's not scared of anybody, and his kids kind of take that same mentality. They don't care where you're ranked or what you're doing. They're going to come after you with everything that they got, and that's a credit to him and his program.
Can't say enough about Pong, man. He came through. Second half, he showed why he's one of the best players in the city. And of course, Dwayne Pierce, consistent all the way through. What do you say about your seniors?
I mean, if they played the way they were supposed to play in the second half, and we're going to win a lot of games if they decide to do that. They're two of the best players not only in the city but in the country.
Definitely. Gotta take my hat off to you, Coach. Good job.
Thank you.
Another great win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Coach.
Hey, what can you say about that?
Coach Arbitello, man, one of the best, and he said it best. He's got two of the best seniors in the country, and Christ the King's going to lean on them a lot this year.
In the country, I got to start broadening my horizons. I just love our city so much that I'm just going to always refer back
it is
to
the country,
that.
Is it?
Yes,
It is
for
the
sure,
country.
for sure. And another thing I wanted to bring up. I want to give some light to Real Scout, my guy Nate Blue, and Coach Tippy. They threw their event. I thought they did a good job with that.
Always
Canarsie,
professional, always
man.
well done, always teams that you don't really think of too. They do a great job promoting the kids. Always a great job, those guys.
Yeah, man. PJ Singleton got MVP. Let Canarsie pass Newark Central 64-58, which is a very good game.
Yeah,
And
shout
then
out PJ for sure.
definitely he shot well. He came out, man. He was lighting those guys up.
He's so good, Pooh. It's just things are clicking. I mean, that kid could go to some really high places. It's just going to be over the next 2 years his development, and I can't say enough good things about him. I'm a huge Singleton guy.
I told him he needs to rebound more and go to the hole. And once he do those two things, he's definitely going to be a high-level D1 prospect because he could definitely shoot that ball.
No doubt. 100%.
Yep. And then, construction got their win. Let me tell you, I don't know who this NSA team was, they just stomped all over them, 93-22. And Dylan Barnes, 33 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, did a great job for them. Want to give a shout out to St. Joseph's by the Sea girls, who I heard about this girl, Danielle Williams. They said Danielle Williams is the truth. They was like, Pooh, you got to come out and see this girl play. She is no joke.
Yeah, I think they got some good things cooking over at St. Joe's by the Sea, boys and girls.
Such a great program, such a beautiful school, beautiful facilities. I've been there during the pandemic and 2020, 21, I mean 21, 22, I was out there a lot,
Yeah.
So definitely want to give a shout out to them. Angeline Hodgins, 33 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Madeline Alanza, 3 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. And Daniela Cardova, 7 points. And then you got B-Cam. They survived Spring Creek, 41-39. Brooklyn College Academy was led by Nawa Daria, 13 points. Ghazi, this is Ching Wan Do, 9 points, 9 rebounds. Cal Kujin, 8 points. And Spring Creek was led by Amir Lowhouse with 17 points. And Kevon Allen, 12 points. Brooklyn College Academy is 8-1, and Spring Creek is 7-2. Both teams won against each other on the road. So salute to them. And then we got James Monroe. They played in that Swoosh event as well.
Yeah.
And they beat the Art School of New Jersey 64-60. And they was
How they
led by
looking? How they looking at game?
I got there late. But I was supposed to Coach Glasses, and he said, they was up by at least 15, and then Arts came back and chomped the lead down. But Carafella Cody, their powerful guard had 24 points and led the charge against them, so they was able to get the win
Yeah,
on a
they
very
got
good team.
big, tough guards, Pooh.
Strong too, right?
Dude. Yeah.
These guys is well put together. Pause. And they get to the hole and score points in bunches.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching me on Instagram. Come over to YouTube so y'all can see the real deal, because y'all ain't gonna get, see Coach B and see the highlights and see the interviews, because y'all just gonna see me talking. But if y'all love to see me talk, it's all good. John Bound beat the brakes off of Wheels, 62-44. Killed.
I mean, Chris Judge, man, is on fire in the city right now. Woo.
He's doing his thing. I like that kid a lot.
Yeah.
He has a good upside.
And
they get a lot of balanced scoring, right? I forgot that they had a win today. The other day that I forgot to put up today. So salute to John Bound. They're getting a lot of balanced scoring for their team. Their team is well put together. I would like them to see them go far within the playoffs, because that Queens division, man, is going to be tough.
Yeah, it's loaded. I mean, that is going to be when you win a championship this year, you're going to earn it in that league. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. You're going to earn everything. You got to earn it. Nothing is given to you. So that's my rundown for the moment, Coach. If you want to talk about the Gary Charles event and talk about some of the games that you saw before I get back to, a couple of my JV games and top scores from the B division, which is going to blow your mind.
So I'm first off, I want to also talk about Stepanak with a big win over St. Ray's. I mean, talk about a battle of the Titans. I mean, that was a nice quality win. Boogie Flan monster game, and the guy I told you about, Pooh, Hassan Karisi. I mean, I'm probably saying his name a little wrong, but so talented. And once he gets to, he's about 6'4", 6'5". Once he gets to about 6'7", Pooh, it's over. Because I mean, this is going to be big time.
So you think he's going to grow? You think he got more room to grow?
I think him and Jervis are going to be unbelievable, and I think Hassan is going to grow a little bit more, and he's just going to be one of the most versatile guards in 2026. I mean, it's a great time to be a Stepanak fan. The future is bright. The team is great this year. I mean, they might have had some hiccups early, but that's because they're playing, the best of the best. And I mean, for them to knock off a tough Rays team who was rolling, I mean, is a nice win, Poe.
Yeah, I never doubt what they can do in the Catholic League division. I just want to see what they could do against the upper echelon teams around the country to solidify their greatness, because they are a great team and deservedly so to be number one, on my list. But you guys didn't have them up
Absolutely.
there. So
Shout out Coach Mass, one of the best. Also, another thing I wanted to mention before we get into our Long Island stuff, we got to shout out New Rochelle, baby, taking down Mount Vernon.
woo!
What a game, a battle.
Yes.
I think it was 54-51 in a straight-up brawl, Pooh. I mean, shout out New Rochelle, a monster win for the program. Nice to see the Purple come out on top.
Yeah, because they lost to Mount Vernon last year.
Yeah.
Right? They lost to Mount Vernon last year, and I want to give a shout out to my guy, Coach Rashawn Krabby. Man, Krabby Young. Listen, he's doing a hell of a job with that team, and I knew this year they was going to be a force to be reckoned with, because, Mount Vernon had their card last year.
Yeah, and they've had him for a couple of years, so nice to see New Rochelle bounce back. Me and Pooh are definitely going to try and catch that rematch, see if we can get
I
out.
will be in the building. I am pulling up for sure. Coach B, you better be there, because I will definitely be there at Mount Vernon to see that rematch.
Yeah, we definitely got to see that rematch. And just another thing, Pooh, get the whistle ready, because this is for our upstate fans. Darian Payday Moore is the name that I've told you about. I've told a lot of my readers and followers about. This kid upstate, Pooh, who plays for the City Rocks, is a monster. Just hit his 1,500 point as a sophomore, and he's already the all-time leading scorer of the school as a sophomore.
Hey, say that name again, Coach. That's such a beautiful name right there.
We call him Payday Moore, baby. That's right. Yeah, man, the D1s are on him already. I mean, this summer, I expect the high majors to be all over him. I mean, this kid can score from all three levels. Plays above the rim, loves to pass, rebounds, puts up a triple-double almost every game. And listen, he plays who's on his schedule, and in the non-league, he freaking tears it up too. This kid is just putting up points and points and points. Definitely.
Payday Moore, definitely in the building. 2 thumbs up. Usually I get some sparklers going on in the back, but it's not happening today. I don't know what's going on, but hey, 2 thumbs up for me, Payday. Good job.
Oh yeah, and then now we're on to the Gary Charles Classic. I went there for day 2. Got there nice and early. Got to see Southampton take care of business against Kellenberg. Navon Williams, went into his Namo time. I mean, this kid took over. He probably had 18 of the last 20 points. Overcame a 9-point comeback in the third quarter. So that was a quality win for Southampton. And then Holy Trinity knocking off Holy Cross, Pooh. A result I did not see. I was not expecting it. Holy Cross definitely came out a little flat. Coach Turnage was livid. I mean, firing his guys up, throwing in different lineups, trying to get a spark. And Holy Trinity is just a kind of unique team this year, Pooh. They do a ton of – they're almost like a hockey team. They sub 5 at a time. They keep guys in fresh. They're full court pressing. They're making you play a game you don't want to play, and they're good at it. So Holy Trinity, in my top 10, huge win over Holy Cross. So shout out Joe Conifrey, Corey Somerville, those guys. They were really tough, Pooh. Even Jacob Moreno, who played well, still not good enough for Holy Cross.
Man, that got to be a tough blow to go out there and lose against those guys in such a huge tournament.
Yeah, and then next we had Chaminade versus Rays, and man, what a thrilling game. 93-88, ton of points. Brandon Storrs going absolutely crazy. The Chaminade guys putting up a ton of points in the comeback. Another guy, Elijah Cherry, with a big game. Anderson Diaz so clutch in the fourth quarter to help close out the game. And a cool thing, Pooh, and he's gonna give me a little crap next time I see him. But Brandon Storrs wins MVP, and what does he do? He gives the award to his senior Elijah Cherry, who played fantastic, especially in the fourth quarter. Gives him the award, and they split the award together. Just type of stuff you don't see in 2023. That's why this Rays team is going to be a special one. Despite the hiccup against Stepanak, they're going to make it real far, make a deep playoff run. Could potentially get in that championship game if things go right. But a big thing, Brandon Storrs giving it to Elijah Cherry. I thought that was a great moment, Poe. It was really special.
We need to have Brandon Storrs on the show.
Absolutely.
Another classy young man, right? Man,
Yeah.
from a great family. You could tell that kid was raised right because
100%.
most kids going to keep their MVP. They want to put on their
Yeah.
trophy, in their trophy room and show it
Yeah.
off to everyone and let everybody know that they're the
He
best.
didn't even want to hold it, Pooh. He didn't even want to hold it. He gave it to Cherry before you could even. He called him up before he could even announce his name. That's the type of kid he is. Love to have him on the show. I'm a huge fan of his. Been writing about him for years. I'm so excited. Whatever program gets him is going to be so lucky. So that was another great game. And then the game of the day, the upset probably of the year for Long Island. Brentwood, the Suffolk County champs, knocking down Thomas Jefferson. I mean, it was whoa,
Yo,
Pooh.
tell me
A
it's
war
not.
zone.
These guys lately they be getting upset. We're gonna talk about another. They stepped into that, another upset. But we talk
Yeah,
about
and
yours
we'll talk
first.
about T Jeff because T Jeff was playing fantastic. I mean, they were spreading the ball around. It was Brentwood's day. They were making shots, and I got to tell you, Pooh, Brentwood was even missing three guys from their rotation. It was just their day. Devin Snell, 30-plus points in a breakout game. I mean, that's the type of game that'll get him into college just off of that. I mean, he was fantastic. Marquise Dennis with a huge dunk. A huge program win for Coach Jimenez. And, it's good. Brentwood's just showing, every year in, year out, they're ready to play the competition, and they stepped up with a huge win.
What did they do on defense to stifle Jefferson?
It was a lot of trying to get them to attack the paint because Brentwood had more size. Brentwood's one of the taller teams in Suffolk. They got 6'7", 6'5", and they got another guy about 6'3", 6'4".
Makes
And they
sense.
funnel a lot of things inside. They made them shoot a lot of threes. And besides Morris and Spratley, not a lot of shots were falling. Plus, Giada was in foul trouble. It was just a nightmare for Jeff. They just couldn't get anything rolling.
That's will be their Achilles heel
Yeah.
because that's how CTK was able to come back because of Pong and Pierce, the big bodies. That's just like getting
Yeah.
hit by a boxer in your body the whole night, and it
Exactly.
just wears you down.
That's exactly what kind of happened to them. Their defense was so strong, and then eventually it just started wearing down a little bit, especially inside. And with the shots falling, Jefferson started spreading out more, and it was a lot easier to score, which was a problem for them. But it was a heck of a game. And then Cardozo played Baldwin, and, man, Jordan Walker put on a show. Man, he was absolutely spectacular. Really played well from start to finish. Got everyone involved. Definitely proven he's one of the top dudes in the PSAL in New York. And also, the finale, Bayshore over Sewantica. Bayshore rolls again, Pooh. Their three-headed monster, and Broomfield looked real strong. They played great defensively, really shared the ball well. I got to definitely get you to a Bayshore game this year for sure.
Definitely got to get out there. I'm wondering why I don't have my interview with Coach, and that's what I think where I went wrong at. Wow. No, because I had an interview with Coach. Hold on, let me make sure I got that right. Coach Neclario that I didn't even put up, which I should have, and we're gonna go find it right now because I definitely need to put that post that real quick so that could
Yeah.
be up there. But you said that need to get to the Sewanaka game. That's what you
No,
said.
I definitely got to get you to check out Bayshore this year at some point.
Bay Shore.
It,
Are they the number one team on Long Island?
they are number 2 besides Lehigh. They're my number 1 public school in Long Island, and hopefully maybe we can see like Brentwood Bayshore. Maybe we'll go see that game.
Just let me know because I haven't been out to Long Island yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we definitely
Also, I
gotta get
want
out
to
there.
shout out. I got to shout out Farmingdale. Saw them play Plainview yesterday. Got a nice win, and they also upset Fort Washington, who's been fantastic this year in my top 5, all the way up to I think they might even be up to 3. That was a surprising loss, but a big win for Farmingdale, who looks like a legit team. Who's definitely going to be right in the mix for my top 10 all year. Jake Mangio, J.J. Collins Jr. 2 names to look out for at Farmingdale.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I definitely want to get to our game of the week, but I want to play something real quick, right? I want to play something real quick. Play something real quick. This is from my interview with legendary AAU coach from Kansas City, Myron Piggy. All right. And I just want to play this just to let everybody know what we mean around the country. All right. So I'm going to take us off the screen real quick, coach. I was like, man, we got some here. We can take over this whole AAU scene across the country.
After y'all came in and kicked our ass.
Yo, that's so crazy. That's so real. Hey, you
No,
keep
that's
it a
real
buck.
talk.
You keep it a buck. You keep it a buck.
Hey man, if I'm with you, I'm with you. I don't run from nothing. I don't hide nothing. And one thing about me, my word is my bond. I don't never lie. I don't do nothing. I'm always real and I tell the truth. When y'all came in here and kicked my ass and y'all started with me, I had to sit on that fucking bench. Cause when kids get their ass kicked, it ain't nothing you can say to them. They gotta take that ass whooping. And I sit there and watch them kids take that ass whooping from them grown ass men from New York. Hey, but you know what? I got my revenge 2 years later because Eric Barkley and Jesse him, they came back to KU. And we ended up beating them again in overtime. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. So for those of you that don't know what's going on and have been watching my basketball heads, that's the next show where I interview legendary players from New York City. And once a month, I go outside the state to interview guys from all across the country. Piggy Myron, y'all need to check out his story. He's the only coach to be arrested for supposedly paying AAU players. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, they had some other trumped up charges. And then they had him pay restitution to universities because they said universities lost money because he didn't allow them to go to their university, so they lost money. So y'all got to check out the listen. He has a movie that's Matt Barnes and them is working on a movie about him. It's going to be a movie or a television series or a documentary, so you get the full inside story. But what happened, he was able to build one of the greatest AAU teams in the country because he lost to New York City.
Yeah.
We motivated him to switch up his program and get his program and for him to recruit guys all over the country because he was getting beat by guys like Eric Barkley, Lamar Odom, Ron Artest, and a slew of other names of guys who was going around the country kicking
Yeah.
asses and taking names.
That's Stephon. I mean, so many.
So definitely want to give a shout out to Coach Myron Piggy. If you haven't checked out the interview, please go check it out. Shameless plug.
And
All right.
he hasn't been the first AAU coach to be humbled by some New York players, huh?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But listen, I want to talk about this team right here because they are making waves across the city. Eagle Academy JV, they put the beats on Brooklyn Tech. And Brooklyn Tech is a good JV team because they have one of the brightest stars of the JV scene, Tavia Scott. But Eagle Academy, they are going to be good in years to come because they keep turning out players.
And which
All
Eagle
right.
is it?
Eagle Academy, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
All right. They got
Yeah.
Jameer Haynes, Jakeem Gibson, and Dylan Leon with a couple of big guys that's, making their presence felt down low. But these three guards put pressure on Brooklyn Tech's players, and also they all were getting buckets. Jameer Haynes had 19 points. Dylan and Jakeem had 14 points apiece, while Danielle Gray and Edward Burgos had 11 points. So big shout outs to Eagle Academy Brooklyn JV team who doing it up big, and they coached by my guy Eugene Lawrence.
Yeah, they were tough when we saw them at the Eagles Nest. That team was legit. I mean, they could beat a lot of Long Island varsity teams, I'll tell you that.
Man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. Their size, I mean, that's a tough group. I was shocked. I was shocked some of those kids are down, but, I mean, you look at the varsity roster and there's not much room,
That's right. Breaking news. We got some news in. George Westinghouse beat Bedford. All right.
Nice. That's a nice win.
Thriller. That's a nice win. I got to get down and check out George Westinghouse. They're doing some great things down there. So salute to George Westinghouse.
Yeah, that's a nice win.
Yeah, for sure. My guy Basil, he talks about art school in Newark. He said they're tough, but they couldn't beat Canarsie. So when we talk about that New York, New Jersey matchup, we're gonna do that show, Basil. Yeah, make sure you come right. All right.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Says New York City teams have to play more New Jersey teams. You're right. Maybe we'll bring back that Super Six that they had back in the day.
And Pooh, we don't want to talk about how many of our boys are over there in Jersey now. We don't want to be calling on that.
Right. Making their teams a whole lot better. For sure. So I want to get into the next game of the week, right? Our high school basketball weekly game of the week between undefeated Cardozo and Construction High School with Darnell Bam Childs versus Jordan Walker and company. All right? Because you just can't say Jordan Walker without saying and company. Because, man, they are doing it very, very big over there. Cardozo. It was standing room only in the Hawk's Nest as Dozo and Construction battle was intense. This is the intense battle. I'm going to take this off the screen so they can focus on you and I'll read the article. It said Dozo jumped out with a early 23-18 first quarter lead. Joseph Ching, Peter DeVois, and Darius Mihai were raining threes. This is the group of guards that I was telling you about, Coach, that Jordan Walker has that kind of relieves pressure off of him and spreads the court, right? And makes it difficult for opponents to kind of just focus on him.
Yeah, it's funny, Cardozo always has like at least in the past, they've sometimes been very top-heavy teams with a lot of superstar power up top. But, they have Jordan Walker, but they're constructed a little different this year. They can beat you in a lot of different ways. He's got that little group of guards, like you said. I mean, if those guys are making shots, Cardozo is going to be almost impossible for anyone in the PSAL to beat. Especially with the way they get their big guy involved, and the way Jordan's been able to produce. Even in a game where he doesn't have his A+ stuff, to see him get all these guys involved and use different kind of rotations. Coach Clario is doing a great job this year with this group.
Yeah, man. But construction guard, Bam Childs.
Oh, talk to him, Blue.
Man, he kept construction in the game the whole time. Bam had 10 points in the first, 10 points in the third. He ended up with 32 points, and he was just a handful.
Yeah.
He was putting so much pressure on those guards and front court. It was just seemed to be too much for them.
I was trying to get him on the show tonight. It would have been great, especially that performance. But just talk about what you see in Bam. What type of prospect you kind of see in him. Give us some more thoughts on Bam. Pooh. Break him down a little more if you could.
Bam is special. He sees the court. He runs the offense, and he's definitely a prototypical point guard, right? Which he has ability to score. He reminds me of what's the guard that played for San Antonio? Avery Johnson.
Yes. Okay.
That's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Avery Johnson, someone that could get to the hole and create for his teammates, but also get a lot of buckets and bunches.
I like that player comp. Yeah, he got offered by Manhattan. I know in the off season, and I know he's got some interest here and there. But I think he's a D1 guard. I think his ability to score, pass. Him off the bench at a D1 school. You tell me, Pooh, he can't give you 8 to 10 great minutes. He's a guy I feel like I could trust at the next level.
Yeah, he's definitely tough. Coach Corey Simpson, I'm gonna play what Corey Simpson said about him, and we can go from there. All right, so I'm gonna go over check out some highlights from that game from last night.
Oh yeah, these are great.
Oh, we definitely gonna check this out. This is classic right here. Hold tight, people. Hold tight. Hold tight. Hold tight. Bam going to work. Look at that pass. Brandon Barrett. Very, very tough. He was a problem. 18 points in that game. There's Bam putting pressure on him.
Just
Kicks it out.
A problem.
Here's Cardozo, right? Raining threes all over the place. Jordan Walker setting them up.
Yeah.
Brandon Barrett with the block. Now inside. That kid's tough.
You gotta lock in defense, and you gotta care about playing defense. You gotta care about playing defense.
Real coach's teeth.
Who's communicating on the defense? Who's going to that they man's got point? Everybody will fucking stop somebody. You gotta communicate on defense. We can't be the loudest ones. You gotta communicate.
And they get the turnover right after that. Right after that, they get the turnover. Bam!
He's so deadly on the left side, man.
There's Jordan Walker with the F. And then Bam. And this all happened consecutively. Listen.
You don't get no love from me, Queens. You're the best guard in the city.
I'm just going to leave it at that right there. That.
I love that, Coach. I love that.
You got to back your guys up. But then
100%.
I want to play the interview from Coach Ron Clario, and he definitely has some choice words at the end of the game. I don't know who's just calling me, but you should be calling me right about now.
Came out on fire, man. Red hot.
Well, it was a game of runs. I think we were up 11-4 or 9-4. Next thing you know, we looked up, we were down 15-13. And then we were up 14 at the half. And then they made a little run. We got it up to 16. And it was just a game of mini runs. Thank God our mini runs, we ran a little longer. And you know what? 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I would be mad if I had a 16-point lead and blew it. But I realized if you're up 16 and you blow 8 or 10 points, that's a good reason why you get a 16-point lead. So, but I got to give them credit. Yeah, kid Stevens was blocking everything. Kid Bam, you know.
Man, what can you say about Bam? He's just incredible.
Yeah, he played well. He played well, you know. But, you know, he's used to setting up guys, you know. I thought the referees, you know, could have called a couple more fouls on Jordan Walker when he was having the ball, and I never saw Jordan get like that. But you know what? Jordan just wanted to win the game, and I still think he had about 16. You know?
Yeah. You can say, you know, Bam won the battle, but Jordan won the war.
Well, you know what it is? You can't really say that because you know why? Jordan didn't guard him.
Woo.
So, you know, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, I think Jordan guarded him once or twice. We were either in a 2-3 zone or we had Joseph Ching or Pete Duvre's guarding him, or Davian Walker. So I wouldn't say you can't go by the battle. I think Bam is a great high school player.
Yes.
I think college, I might be a little prejudiced. I might have to take Jordan just because he's a little bigger and stronger. But you know what? If I was a college coach, maybe I'd take both of them.
Okay, good job. Listen, Joseph, both Joseph, Peter, and Brandon, man. He was such a force.
Brandon is a kid that is finally waking up. I don't think he realized a couple of years ago what he can do, and now he's starting to believe it, and I'm glad, because if he didn't believe it today and didn't do it today, I don't think we would have left here with a smile on our face.
No doubt. Listen, always a class act. Great job, Coach.
Thank you.
I'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, what do you think what Coach said?
Well, first of all, we got to shout out Coach McClario. He is one of the guys who makes me smile every time I see him. I went to Final Four, got to spend a lot of time with Coach McClario. One of the greatest, not only guys I've ever met in basketball, but guys I've ever met in my life. I mean, just the best. And he said it best. You know, I would take them both. I think both of those guys could play. I love them both. I think they're both experienced. They're both tough. And listen, it's not this thing where he's got to come in and, you know, Bam or Jordan have to be the man on this team. You know, I try and almost look at it like, you know, a new position is kind of getting created in college, and it's the backup point guard role. And it's something that a lot of young guys can take advantage of, this little opportunity to show that you can play well at the D1 level, constant energy, constant defense. You know, look at a guy like Alvarado. You know, that's the guy who comes off the bench, gives you that 10-minute punch, you know, to give your point guard a spell. And he's almost developed the kind of position. You know, I've seen a guy like Zakai Ziegler take it and go to the next level. Seen a guy like Joe Toussaint, you know, scoring like 3-4 points a game. Now he's, you know, one of the leading scorers at Texas Tech. It takes time for these guys. But all I know is those two guys will compete from day one, will give you all you got. I mean, Jordan Walker, you know, you'd have to take off in a stretcher off the court. I mean, you know, that's the type of heart that kid has. So Coach McClario is dead on. I would take them both. I think they're both fantastic.
Most definitely. Salute to both of those guys.
No
Well,
doubt.
our last story of the night is Susan E. Wagner handles Thomas Jefferson in the Falcons' nest, 72-67.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Schools are finding out now that one of the hardest places to play in the whole city is in the Falcons' nest. I'm going to say this again. One of the hardest places to play in the city is in the Falcons' nest. Just ask #1 Eagle Academy of Brooklyn, and now #3 Thomas Jefferson has fallen victim to the wrath of the Falcons.
Hey, man, you can't be sleeping on this squad. You told me on one of our first shows how tough this place was. And apparently, people are still finding out the hard way, Pooh.
Listen, they got one of the best coaches in the whole state of New York, and man, he's been battle tested over 35 years and
Yeah,
still going over
seen
400
it all.
wins. He's seen it all, right?
Yeah.
They're a little big man, and I say little big man because he's not 6'7", he's not
Yeah.
6'8", he may be 6'4", maybe 6'3"
Maybe.
and a half. That is
Yeah.
Makai Jackson. Makai Jackson. Makai Jackson. College
Numbers.
coaches, if you want a hardworking player, you want a guy who's just gonna play every minute like it's his last.
Yep.
Check out Makai Jackson. He had 16 points, 20 rebounds, and 8 blocks against Thomas Jefferson.
That's a stat line. And Pooh, try and tell, like, you're a former college player. Explain to the kids like what you mean when you talk about how hard a guy like Jackson's playing. Like when you say he plays like like it's his last play. Explain to the kids that mentality of what you're talking about.
Because sometimes kids take plays off, right? They take plays off. They only play in spurts, right? When you got guys like myself and you, coach, and then you have college coaches in the stands watching, we want to see how hard a kid plays every minute of the game, because
Yep.
that can make or break you from getting a scholarship or a free ride to a school somewhere, right? You can't take any plays off, and you can't take anyone for granted, because any given night can be your night or not. So you got to play it like it's your last. And
Exactly.
he bumps, he bruises, he dives for loose balls, he
Yeah.
goes for the block shots, and timing to get 8 block shots. I say him, Jada Swan, and
Yep.
Kevin Kearney are 3 of the top shot blockers in the whole city.
Yeah.
And he's
And
doing
think
that
about
being
that.
undersized.
At 6'3", think about that. I mean, that's effort. That's heart. That's desire, and that's what we're talking about. Those are the kids that separate themselves, and schools will take a risk on a kid like that because they know, not only during the games, in practice, in the weight room, in agility stuff, in the classroom, this kid's gonna want to beat you in every single aspect of basketball. So, those are the type of kids that, colleges are looking for, because I try and tell kids all the time, you never know who's watching you, especially for the first time. I mean, I've seen a guy literally walk up as a scout, D2, D3, watch a kid in warm-ups and leave. I said, where are you going? He said, I've seen all I need to see. I'm done. And I said, wow. So they're looking at stuff that you guys don't even think about. So no matter what, you're going 110%. Because, Pooh, why not? You only have a certain amount of games, right?
That's it. And you're only going to be in high school for a certain amount of years, so you better make it count.
Got to make it count.
You just may be going to college as a regular student or going into the workforce.
Yeah, you're going to be in the bleachers watching the games. So
that's the reality of it. Of course, we had Devin Lewis on, star guard for Wagner, put up 16 points, 8 assists, 2 steals, and also Aaron Gershman, 13 points. Chris Albano had 12 points, respectively. And, of course, Jefferson was led by Connor Spratley with 27 points.
Ooh, Connor Spratley's putting up some junior year, huh? That's great.
And I think he's learning right now to become the leader and focus, because last year he had Tristan Davis, right?
Yeah.
He had Poppy at the point guard.
They're such a young team, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't even know if they have a senior, maybe one.
I think so, maybe one, if that.
Yeah.
If that. Well, Coach, we're about to get up out of here. I want you to explain. Yeah, and let's just talk about real quick before we get out of here. Why is it important when we invite guys to come up here and get interviewed and talk with us? Why is that so important?
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny because you see us. We had Coach Smoke on last week, and me and Pooh, we also want to have some other personalities. We want to have some players on, and it's an opportunity for you guys to work on your interview skills with two guys who, want you to do well. We're trying to promote your brand, help you with stuff. And we're just going to ask questions that we keep it fun. We keep it light. And we're just going to get some stories out of here from the team, but nothing serious, and this is going to help you, as you get more successful in your basketball career. You're going to have to do interviews. You're going to have to talk to stuff. Pooh, you could tell these kids the first day of college with your team is like media day. You're getting trained and all this stuff. So it's stuff you're going to have to go through. So, it's to us, it's a nice experience. And, it's a better chance for us to get to know you and our audience.
It is very important when we invite you guys to come on the show to take this opportunity to be able to get your interview chops up, be able to speak in front of the camera, and practice. You need to practice in the mirror. You need to practice on your phone and record yourself and see yourself in that light, because whether you win or whether you lose, the higher the level you go on, those cameras and the microphones and the phones are going to be in your face. Like, what do you think? Did you win? Did you lose? What about that last shot?
And they all want that viral moment, right, Pooh? They all want that clip of you saying, get out of my face, and it's stuff you just got to get comfortable with. Win or lose, you got to show class and respect. And, it's something that all these kids are going to have to get used to. And it's a skill that's, not really developed by a lot of teams, and it's not really talked about. So I think it's a great opportunity for kids to, like you said, get their chops, get some experience, and, gain some confidence in this area.
Well, before we get out of here, we're going to give a shout out. Definitely shout out my guy, Coach Smokes. He has an event this weekend, the Martin Luther King Classic at South Shore High School. There are going to be a lot of games played from Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Yes. And they play Jefferson tomorrow. Tomorrow, 2:00. And then St. Ray's. Is it St. Ray's playing Stepinac tomorrow? Or that happened already?
I think that happened already.
That happened already? Well, I'm behind. I'm behind.
Listen, I also want to shout out, I got to shout out Gary Charles. Thank you so much for having me at the event. All you guys at Chaminade, Coach Feeney, you guys did an amazing job. You guys made me feel like royalty whole day. I really appreciate it. And also, I got to shout out, I haven't really done much, but I got to shout out the Lehigh girls, Coach Rady. The girls are doing absolutely fantastic. A couple girls are up for the McDonald's game. We're going to do like a whole episode on these girls.
Can we have a few of them up here? Can we get a couple of them up here?
I definitely will have Coach Rady on. Definitely try and have some girls on, because they got a USC commit, a Notre Dame commit, a Michigan commit. They got a lot of star power. And also, I want to shout out the Comac girls. Head coach Dave Moran at Comac doing an unbelievable job. Some of the girls, Sophia, Maya, Sienna, Gianna, and Haley, all doing a fantastic job. So had to shout out the Comac girls for kicking some butt.
No doubt. Well, that's our time. We're about to be out of here. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you are
Brian Reichert.
That's right. You've been watching High School Basketball Weekly, Episode 6. Brooklyn Lawn Tech play Clinton at Jefferson tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be on. Two good games at Jefferson. We're about to get out of here. We'll see y'all. Peace.
Have a good weekend, Pooh.
You too, brother. See you soon.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online. Buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.